Welcome back to Talk to Your Health. I'm Dr. Derek Da Silva. With the warm weather, fresh produce, and longer days, summer can make it easy to be healthy if you keep a few things in mind. With me today is someone who can help us make healthier and delicious choices during these summer barbecues. Dietitian Erin Polinsky is back on the show to tell us how it's done. Erin, welcome back.
Thanks so much for having me.
So what's the big deal about barbecues? Is there a downside to barbecuing?
Yeah, barbecues can be really healthy if you watch, but they can be loaded with lots of saturated fat, refined carbohydrates, and even carcinogens in some foods if you're not careful.
I mean, give us some examples of that. Yeah, let me give you an example. I was at a barbecue and I saw people putting lighter fluid on it. I mean, that's got to be a no-no, right?
Well, yeah, because if you get the meat to extreme temperatures when you're cooking, it actually makes the proteins break down to form carcinogens, and the higher you cook it, the more that forms. So you really have to be careful with how you're cooking.
Well, one of the great things, as I mentioned, was fresh produce. What are some of the better fresh produce things that we can grill?
Well, there's so much now, because if you go to your farmer's market, there's so much local and fresh, which is great. It's affordable too. But you can do everything. You can put fruit on the grill. Pineapple comes up delicious. You can grill tomatoes, celery, zucchini, really anything, even portobello mushrooms, which I'll show us later. But you can kind of get creative and make kebabs and really just try it on the grill, and for the most part, it comes out good.
Well, I can see I've seen people do a lot of the mushrooms and the apple and pear and all of those things,
yes,
which is really cool to do. Now, do you traditionally cook like that?
Yes, I mean, really in the summer, it's great to take advantage, because one, the grill's easy cleanup, it's nice and quick, but why not take advantage of all the fresh produce that's available now and really get creative?
Perfect. So, obviously, Jersey tomatoes, Jersey corn, some fruit. What do we have here?
Sure, so we have some fresh berries, some melons, lots of corn and tomatoes, and these are all things that are right now local in season. And I know a lot of people complain about affordability of fresh fruits and vegetables, but since they're locally grown right now, if you go to your farmer's market, it's a delicious and easy deal, and it's affordable.
Okay, and we've got a whole beautiful table of stuff here. What else do we have? What is this right here?
Well, that is a healthy dip you can make. If you want to dip your fruit or vegetables in the summer, because sometimes you're outside, maybe by the pool, with dip, if you buy it in the store, lots of times it's high in saturated fat as well as sugar. So if you just get non-fat Greek yogurt and put your own seasonings in, it's delicious, it's less expensive, and it's also a lot healthier for you.
Now, the other thing I want to mention very quickly about yogurt is when you're doing yogurt, it is always better to buy yogurt that doesn't have fruit in it and add your own fruit, correct?
Absolutely, yes, because when they add the fruit in, they're adding a lot of added sugars. It's not just sugar from the fruit typically. So if you just get the plain and add your own fruit in, like the fresh berries, it's delicious, but it's a lot better for you.
Whole grains. Looks like you have some type of right here.
Well, a typical barbecue, usually you're getting more refined grains than you are whole grains, and these are an excellent source of fiber. So an easy switch is if you just take whole grain buns, 100% whole grain, hot dog and hamburger buns, and switch it, you get more fiber that way.
Wonderful. And this, I didn't know what pot stickers were. I mean, I had no idea what they were. What are they?
Well, pot stickers are basically like dumplings. It's just a small amount of dough, and you can fill them with fresh vegetables and lean protein. But a typical pot sticker is more refined carbohydrate. These make a great fun appetizer. You can actually grill them, and I love these whole grain ones. These are CJ's BBQ whole grain pot stickers, and they actually make it with a thinner wrapper so you can put more vegetables in. And what I love about it, working with them, is that they're actually 17 grams of whole grain, 4 grams of fiber in one serving. So it's a great fun way to get in more whole grains.
So you're putting that on the grill versus in the oven?
Right. Well, typically a pot sticker is usually fried, so you're adding a lot of oil to it.
I see.
So these, you toss them right on the grill. You could put a little olive oil if you want, and it's a really fun appetizer. It makes it more memorable.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, they have a chicken barbecue one you can try.
And what do we have here?
Well, a typical barbecue, you're getting ground beef hamburgers, you're getting sausage and hot dogs, high in saturated fat. These are vegetable-based options. You take a vegetable burger, put it on the grill, or this right here is a portobello mushroom burger.
Oh,
delicious. Very good, yeah, and you can just marinate the mushrooms, put them on the grill, delicious, and you're getting no saturated fat that way.
And then turkey burgers, you can throw those?
Turkey burgers too, just make sure they're 100% white meat turkey burger, because otherwise you get the darker meat, which is more saturated fat.
Oh, of course. course. No wonder I like that joke. Cherries.
Okay, well,
I ate about a pound of cherries the other day. I got a cooler with that. I love cherries.
It's a good thing they're healthy for you,
yeah,
right?
I love cherries. I love cherries.
Well, the great thing about cherries is, as we know, when we cook meat at high temperatures, animal proteins, they break down into compounds which are actually carcinogens. So a really interesting study came out of Michigan University, and they found if you mix ground cherries with ground beef before cooking, it actually cut down the carcinogen production by as much as 78%.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a really impressive study. And they found just 1 cup of ground cherries to 1 pound of ground beef did it.
Now tell me what the other two things are. You brought some. What are those right there? What are the pills?
These are actually vitamin E, and you can take vitamin E oil. Another study found just 120 milligrams in 4-ounce beef patties cut down carcinogen production too. So you can even.
Well, it's an antioxidant, so it makes sense.
Exactly. So just like the cherries, this is a great option as well.
And what else do you? Looks like garlic. And what else do you have?
This is dried rosemary and garlic. They're great, flavorful seasonings, but they also halt the production of carcinogens. So if you season your animal proteins, like if you turkey burger or beef, with this, it can help cut down on that production too.
And it looks like olive oil at the end.
Right, and we know olive oil is good for our heart, but actually using it in cooking too also cuts carcinogen production, so it's good for your heart as well as disease prevention.
Now, does it matter what kind of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, regular olive oil, or doesn't it make a difference?
As far as the research on it, there wasn't a difference. It seemed that both of them help decrease the carcinogen production.
Wonderful. So you are based in Vernon?
Right, well, we actually have our office is actually in Hardyston, which is Sussex County, and then we have an office in Bergen County in Ramsey as well.
I just wanted to give you a plug. You've been so wonderful to come here and share this great information with us. It's a pleasure to have you. Have a great summer.
You too, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Stay with us, folks. When we come back, I'll answer your email questions, but first, here's a look at this week's Community Health Calendar.